Yeah, a lot of people have spotted that one. The house made waves in recent years for its sky-high asking price of nearly $5 million. But now it's in a legal battle with the city of Detroit over blight.
Heather Catallo joins us now with the latest. Heather?
Well, this house is hard to miss. It's one of the last standing reminders of the lower Cass corridor in an area that's been engulfed by Olympia development. But its future may be as shaky as its shingles as the city of Detroit and its owner battle over rehab work.
In the shadow of Little Caesars Arena, 2712 Cass Avenue still stands.
It really does represent, in some ways, one of the last buildings of its type in this area.
The house with peeling paint and broken windows is wedged between Ilitch-owned parking lots and parking structures, smack dab in the middle of District Detroit. The house made headlines after it was listed for sale for nearly $5 million. It's also drawn the attention of city building inspectors. They've issued 64 blight tickets during the last decade.
We want the city of Detroit to be the best it can be. And if everyone does their part to keep their property up to code, then the city will be what we want it to be.
Raymond Scott is the City of Detroit's Building, Safety, Engineering, and Environmental Department Deputy Director. He says there's a legal battle underway between the city and the owner to get the home up to code.
What we're seeking to do within the next 30 days is to go back in front of the judge and ask for a compliance hearing for the lack of progress and the ability for the city to enforce on the lack of progress.
In the spring of 2018, former Wayne County Chief Judge Robert Colombo ordered that the house be brought up to code or be demolished. The owner, who purchased the house in 2002 for $25,000, chose to fix it up. After an extension was given last March, we've learned another extension was given this summer. The owner now has until January 2020 to bring the building up to code.
There's been a little progress made, enough that the city and the judge would like to give the homeowner more time.
But even this additional time is frustrating to the owner. She declined to speak with 7 Action News on camera, but she did share this with us. It's a request for an investigation into the city's case against her property. She believes her residential property should be immune to tickets. Scott says blight tickets are only given to residential properties when they're spotted by inspectors or reported by neighbors.
We try to make sure that we are making sure that our neighbors are living in a peace and quiet and safe manner as well.
Neighbors say this house isn't the only property with blight problems. Nearby properties owned by the Ilitch's companies are also in need of improvement. But those properties have not received tickets or fines, even though they once lacked windows and were not secured.
The fact that a house like this, in this condition, is going through a court process to address blight violations while buildings all around it had the same tools or adjudication, and it's not happening is just like it's cognitive dissonance at its finest or saddest.
The city maintains the Cass house is not being unfairly targeted and the Ilitch buildings were not given preferential treatment.
There's a lot of properties in the city of Detroit that are in a lot of different states of repair or disrepair, and so it's a very hard job to figure out which ones to pay attention to and in what order you pay attention to them.
A spokesman for Olympia Development would not comment on the blight allegations in their own properties, but did release a statement to us that says, in part, we remain resolute in our commitment to create local jobs, expand affordable housing, preserve treasured landmarks, and make our vibrant neighborhoods more welcoming and safe. We have the rest of their statement at WXYZ.com. As for the Cass house, the owner and the city will be back in court in February, so we'll see what happens.
A lot of eyes are going to stay on that house to see what happens, too.
I tell you what, if I won the lottery and I had money, I'd probably purchase it, renovate it, and live there.
You would love to be so close to everything.
I'd love to be right beside LCA for sure.
All right, well, we can introduce you to the owner.
Yes. All right, thanks, Heather.